So I posted about this on LinkedIn yesterday, so I apologize if you've already seen it talked about in my LinkedIn feed, but I wanted to talk about this idea of adding value. And I see a lot of people talking about the necessity to add value. That particularly in the B2B sales world, a lot of the experts seem to all agree that adding value is the way that you break through the noise, that you engage with your prospects. But I just think that there's a gap in people that are actually explaining how do you add that value? What can you actually do? What are tangible ways that you can add value? And one big problem that I think related to this is that people think that their product or their service is the value, and so because they so wholeheartedly believe that their product or service is the value, they don't have a problem leading with it, and so which results in a lot of people ignoring you. I think based on the emails that I see in my inbox. People are asking for 30 minutes of my time or an hour of my time so that they can tell me about their product or their service, but they haven't done anything up to that point to add value to my life. And so I'm not incentivized to give them 30 minutes of my time because they've never proven that they are a person of value. I don't like them. I don't trust them. I don't know them. And that's not to say that their product isn't awesome, but I'm not going to trust them with 30 minutes of my time if they haven't done anything to show me value. So I'm going to share something that we have done and kind of a philosophy that I've applied to another business of mine in addition to Sweetfish. And I just think it's a practical way that you can add value to people. Now, there's more than one way that you can add value to someone, but I think this way has proven to work for us in Sweetfish, and then my other business, Two Words. That way of adding value is simply becoming a media company. When you have your own podcast, or when you write for publications that your target audience, your prospects, they want to be mentioned or featured in those publications, then you have leverage. When you have the ability to say, hey, I've got an audience that I want to feature you as an expert guest to, or I want you to give you a mouthpiece to share your wisdom, your insights, your experience with my audience, that very much so is valuable to a lot of people. Now, a lot of people might your market might be turned off to that. My market is marketers who very much so want to share their wisdom, their insights, what they think is working right now in the marketing ecosystem, and then our other audience for our other business is high school athletic directors and coaches. And so both of those audiences want to share their insight. They want to share their learnings. And so by coming to them and saying, hey, we've got this podcast, or hey, we write for this publication, we want to feature you in it, they're very excited to do that. They want to engage with us because they see that as highly valuable. Now, if you're selling to a very technical audience, and that technical audience does not, they don't like being associated with marketing. They hate marketing, and to be a part of something that even smells like marketing to them, that might not be the way in. That might not be the way to add value to them. So another way that we have added value in my other business is by offering a scholarship. So for any athletic director that maybe doesn't want to be featured on our podcast, to them we say, hey, we're giving away a scholarship this year to two student athletes in your district. We'd love for one of your kids to have a chance to win. Can you tell us the kids at your school that you want to nominate? And so that specific thing that we're doing there, it's not necessarily about the specific outlet and how you go about doing that. It's more about the shifting of your mindset to adding value first. How can I tangibly add value to the prospect that I'm trying to engage with? Is it becoming a media company and featuring them in your podcast, or featuring them in a large publication that you write for? Is it offering a scholarship? Is it doing something independent of your product or service that tangibly adds value to the person that you're trying to connect with? It can't have anything to do with your product or your service. It is an independent way that you are going to add value to that person. And I think that if you think about it long enough, you're going to figure out a way that works for you. Maybe it's the media company route. Maybe it's another route. But I challenge you, as you're listening to this today, to really think about, what would add value to your prospect that has nothing to do with your product or service, and how can you go about offering that value at scale to the people that you want to engage with. So hopefully that is helpful. Have a great day.